A quiet Lagos apartment at night. Ikenna is sitting on the edge of the bed, head in his hands. Mmirimma watches him from the doorway. They say the person you sleep next to every night is the one you should know best. But as she watched Ikenna tonight, she realized she was living with a stranger. 7 years of marriage, 2 children, and the life they built from nothing in the heart of Lagos. Yet there was a wall between them that no amount of prayer or I love yous could break. Her name is Mmirimma, and this is the story of how their perfect life began to bleed from wounds they both refused to name. It wasn't a shout that started the end. It was a whisper she wasn't meant to hear. The veneer of perfection. Morning rush, the chaotic beauty of a Lagos morning. Mmirimma preparing the kids for school while Ikenna prepares for a big board meeting. The promotion. Ikenna returns home with news of a massive promotion, but his eyes don't match his smile. The first crack. Mmirimma finds a second phone in Ikenna's car while looking for her keys. The confrontation. Internal. Mmirimma chooses silence, convinced it's for work, but the seed of doubt is planted.
The dinner party. Hosting friends. Everyone praises their solid marriage, while Ikenna remains strangely distant.
The weight of expectations and family pressure. Ikenna's mother visits, pressuring them for another son, oblivious to the tension. Financial secrets. Mmirimma discovers their joint account has been drained of a significant amount. The late night call. Ikenna receives a call at 2 a.m. He speaks in hushed tones, mentioning a name Mmirimma doesn't recognize. The market day. Mmirimma confides in her sister at Balogun Market, who warns her that men are like onions, they have many layers. The unexpected visitor. A woman shows up at Ikenna's office while Mmirimma is there to surprise him with lunch. The unraveling and the investigation. Mmirimma begins to track Ikenna's movements, feeling like a spy in her own life. The business failure. Ikenna admits the promotion was a lie. His company is actually folding. The guilt. Ikenna tries to overcompensate with grand gestures, making Mmirimma more suspicious. The ghost from the past. It revealed the secret phone belongs to a former business partner Ikenna is trying to bail out of trouble. The rainstorm. A heavy Lagos downpour traps them at home, forcing a conversation they've both avoided. The deeper secret and the admission. Ikenna confesses he's been paying off a debt for his late brother that he never told Mmirimma about. The betrayal of trust. Mmirimma is hurt, not by the money, but by the years of exclusion. The separation. Mmirimma takes the kids to her mother's house in the village for a break. The village silence. Mmirimma finds peace in the greenery, but her heart is still in Lagos. Ikenna's reflection. Alone in the big apartment, Ikenna realizes his pride was the real enemy. The struggle for connection and the letter. Ikenna writes a physical letter, detailing every fear he ever had about being enough for her. The return. Mmirimma returns to Lagos, but the atmosphere is cold. Therapy, counseling. They seek help from their pastor, who challenges them to rebuild on truth, not tradition. The new normal. They start from scratch, including a strict no-secret policy on finances. The external threats. The business partner returns, demanding more money and threatening to ruin Ikenna's reputation. The resolve and cliffhanger. United front. For the first time, Mmirimma and Ikenna stand together against the extortionist. The sacrifice. They sell their second car to settle the debt once and for all. Healing. A quiet moment on their balcony, watching the sunset over the city. The realization. They realize that happily ever after is a daily choice, not a destination. The twist. As they finally feel safe, Mmirimma finds a letter in the mail addressed to Ikenna from a law firm regarding an inheritance he forgot to mention. Mmirimma is standing by the dining table, the mysterious legal letter trembling in her hand. Ikenna enters, drying his hands on a kitchen towel, smiling until he sees her face. They say a house built on sand cannot stand. But what about a house built on top of a grave? Just as Ikenna and she were finally breathing again, finally thinking they had defeated the ghosts of our past, a single piece of paper arrived to tell her that the man she called her husband is heir to a fortune he never mentioned. In Nigeria, we say money stops nonsense, but in this house, money was about to start a war. She looked at the seal on the envelope, then at the man she thought she knew, and realized the 12 years they spent together were just the prologue. The real story, the one that could destroy them both, was only just beginning. The confrontation and the letter drops. Mmirimma throws the letter on the table. The silence in the room is louder than a Lagos traffic jam. Ikenna's denial. He tries to laugh it off, calling it a scam or mistake, but his shaking hands tell a different story. The detail. The letter mentions a vast estate in the east, land that has been in dispute for decades. The why. Mmirimma demands to know why he'd let them struggle and sell their car if he had this waiting. The dark reason. Ikenna reveals the land is blood land. His father died defending it, and he swore never to touch it. Family interference and the village meeting. News travels fast. Ikenna's kinsmen arrive in Lagos unannounced, demanding their share of the legal battle. The greedy uncle, Uncle Chuka, the family head, tries to manipulate Mmirimma, telling her she deserves the soft life the land would provide. A mysterious woman from the village calls Mmirimma, warning her that the land eats its owners. The rift. Mmirimma wants the security for the children. Ikenna wants to protect them from the curse of the family feud. The school fees crisis. A sudden hike in their children's private school fees adds a practical, painful pressure to the moral dilemma. The investigation and the trip east. Against Ikenna's wishes, Mmirimma travels to the village to see the land for herself. The site. She finds the land is occupied by a powerful local politician who has built a factory there. The hidden grave. Mmirimma discovers her father-in-law isn't buried in the family compound, but on the edge of this disputed land. The old lawyer. She tracks down the lawyer who wrote the letter, an aging man who remembers the original scene of the family. The secret death. The lawyer reveals Ikenna's father didn't just die, he was betrayed by his own brother, Uncle Chuka.